Hey everybody, it's Barbara and Tim, and we are at PV House Cemetery, and we're going to show you a grave of a 9-year-old slave girl. We're going to show you her tombstone, but first I wanted to show you these flowers. Look at these flowers. They're blooming. It's beautiful. And then we're going to look at this right here because this is a grave of possibly 3 children. Here's one. And then 2 here. But we're going to go over and look at the slave girl's tombstone and show you her master's tombstone and his wife. What's unusual about this is that the fact that she has a tombstone and then she's buried with the family. But there's a tree limb that has fallen. We need to kind of, I think we need to get rid of that while we're here, Tim. So, but not right now, but before we leave, we'll get that, drag that off. Then here is her master. Tim, you want to read this for us?
So Brian Arnold O'Brien, born February 7th, 1807, died March 27th, 1896, aged 89 years, 1 month. And Mary E. O'Brien, born June 13th, 1820, and died January 12th, 1886. So she was 65 years, 6 months.
It says father and mother at the bottom. And then these are their family members all across here. Even the rock right there, that's one of their family members. This is a daughter. And then this.
Try to move this tree.
Yeah, that's good. That'd be good.
Oh, this big limb broke.
These are all family members all across here. We'll come back and read those just in a second. I'm going to show you the little slave girl's stone. Tim's moving that tree limb that had fallen almost on top of it. But here is hers. So there's the O'Briens, Arnold O'Brien and Mary O'Brien. And right here at the foot is, we'll let you read it, Tim.
Leanna. And it says colored. What does that say?
Colored girl.
Colored girl, Arnold.
It says Leanna, colored girl of Arnold O'Brien, aged 9 years.
And they spelled her name. They gave her the name O'Brien.
Well, I don't know if they gave her the name O'Brien. It says colored girl of Arnold O'Brien. So she definitely was owned by Arnold O'Brien. And it kind of makes me think of Handmaid's Tale, if y'all have seen that movie, Handmaid's Tale, because it was of, you know, the handmaids were of whatever, the last name of the family that owned them. They owned them. But, I don't know if they gave her that. On Find a Grave, it doesn't have a last name for her. It just says Leanna, colored girl of Arnold O'Brien, aged 9 years. So she definitely was owned by Arnold O'Brien. He has a daughter that died, I think, around 17 years old, and a son that drowned in Lee Creek. Lee Creek is just right over. We're going to walk up to that here in just a minute.
We don't know what year Leanna died, do we?
Or the year she was born. We don't know that. But for a slave girl to be given a tombstone and to be buried with the family, because this is the family.
Yeah, to be buried in the family plot, that was not normal.
No, that was...
In fact, I don't think you'll find that in any cemetery. Not especially around here in Arkansas.
No, no. And
And I
I
think it says that on the registry that
that
she's the only one.
the only one that has a stone that has not been vandalized
Okay.
in this part of Arkansas.
And that may be because it's with the family
Maybe
plot.
so.
Don't know.
Maybe so.
But
And
historically, this is a very old cemetery right here
these,
because the Van Buren was old.
this right here, see the
There it
outline
is.
of all the rocks here? There's 2 or 3 graves in here, and these are also slaves. And then
Yeah, and they
right
don't
here,
even really have any markers other than a field stone.
and these 2 are slaves.
And that's what was normal.
Yeah, this is, yes, this is
Uh,
normal.
to have a headstone with your name and everything on it was
And
not normal.
age, right. So she was very important to that family for some reason. We'll let you use your imagination and come up with your own theory on that. We believe that this is probably a grave.
And it looks like the stones have been turned to me because this looks more square here and these stones.
So is this
I
right here
think
the
that's
top, and it
stone.
was
Yeah.
one and it's broken, and some for some reason it's, I wonder if it would fit together like one big one. I bet it would. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, that's a possibility, but
And here's 2 more. 2 more similar to it, it looks like, right here. And then we have this, looks like possibly the size of a child.
it doesn't look like anything. It's got a heart there, like a cake pan, looks like. I think that's an aluminum cake pan, some sort.
Let's read these. These look pretty old right here. And look, there's flowers around them. So this is a, you know, somebody planted those flowers around the edge like that, I believe.
How do you say Mary F.
Peyton.
Peyton? Yeah, let's put a light on it and see if
Oh,
that
yeah.
shows it any better.
Yeah.
It says
1872.
mother, 1872 to 1937. This says father, S.S. Peyton, 1863 to 1931. But these are concrete.
We have a story right here in this little plot for you also. Get
This
over here
is a big,
to it.
this is big plot here.
Yeah. Nancy A., wife of M.C. Moore, 1844 to 1891. Now there's a story about Nancy. Her husband died in 1877. I'm not for sure where he is. This may be him right here. I'm not for sure. That's a Moore. Does it say 1877?
Says October 12th of
75?
1875, I think, is what that looks like to me. And aged, was it 66
Oh,
years?
no, her husband wasn't that old.
This looks like the top of it. Can't read it. It looked like it had been repaired once.
But anyway, the story on this, Nancy, 4 years after her husband passed away, she had an illegitimate child, and she cut the baby's throat. I know this is gory, y'all. She cut the baby's throat and threw the child into the creek that's right back here. So I'm sure that she probably lived in this area somewhere for her to be buried here, and the child was newborn. She cut its throat, threw it in that creek about a week after she threw the baby into the creek. Someone found it. She eventually confessed her guilt, and it went to trial. She died 10 years later. The article that I read was in a Tennessee newspaper, and you can also find it on Find a Grave. So if you go to Peavy House Cemetery in Van Buren, Arkansas, you can find the article. There's a copy of it on Find a Grave, and 10 years later she passed away. So I don't know if she was in prison for 10 years and died in prison. I just don't know. The article doesn't say. But we're going to show you this over here. These are pretty cool right here. They're wood plaques. Why don't you read them, Tim? I don't know that you need that.
Rest in peace, George M. Spear, 1844-1913, and Lavina
I think so.
Spear, 1849 to 1913. So they both died in 1913.
Yes.
And this is the old iron, and this plaque is wood. And I don't know what kind of wood that is, but man, it's been here for a long time.
Well, you know, somebody may have
It
made
might
them
have been.
later.
That looks like somebody used
right. Yeah.
maybe a router or something to carve that in there. I don't know. And what's this side say? Rest in peace, Silas Spear.
Okay, this
and
gimbal.
Hannah
Okay, the
Spear.
gimbal is going nuts, and I'm not doing that, y'all. So I don't know why sometimes it does that. It just starts shooting off, and people are going to say, well, the camera was going nuts. Yeah, it is going nuts, but it's not me. So I don't know if it's trying to track something, but it's steady now.
This is set. It looks more like a gate.
Yes, that's what it is. There used to be a fence here.
And I guess this big tree here tore it.
Maybe so.
Mangled it.
And that tree.
We don't know.
Yeah.
That's an old tree. It's big. It's been dead for a long time.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all, if anybody has any idea why this gimbal does this randomly, it'll just start moving around by itself, the camera, and like it's tracking something. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's not me.
Not holding your mouth right.
I guess.
Noah Scott, March 7th, 1868. Or is that 3?
I think it's a 3.
1863 to November the 2nd of 1928 at rest. Boy, that stone's in good shape too.
Phoebe C. Scott, June 6th, 1866 to September 1st, 1938 at rest. So these are probably their children.
They're all Scott, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fred Scott, January 25th, 1893, May 14th, 1942.
And Miles P. Scott, February 18th, 1926 to September 10th, 1931. There's more on the other side. Those may be children also that belong to Phoebe and Noah.
Betty Joe Scott, April the 7th of 1924 to July 22nd, 1924. Didn't make it
3
very
months.
long, but it's got a lamb here. And
And here's more Scotts. So these are more
Naomi.
children.
Naomi Ora Scott, 1907 to 1923. And Bertha Spear Scott, 1883 to 1916.
Okay, let's go over here to this section where all those flowers are. Read these. And this will be the last section, y'all. We're almost done with this. Go over here and see what's all in this section over here. I love that all the flowers are blooming right now.
Was that C.M. Mayfield?
Yes.
Born May 22nd, 1833. And we don't know when he died for sure, but it looks like 1875.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, it's doing it again. I need to take note and see if it does it in just certain cemeteries or if it does it. See this big indentation right here?
I don't know if that might have been a tree.
Well, I bet it was. I bet it was. Okay, let's see what this is. Look at this gimbal, Tim. I don't know if we can do this video. Did you just see what it just did?
Yeah, just looking at this hole here. I don't know if there might be a stone down in here or something. This thing's really sunken in.
South M. So his name is South M, son of C.M. and E.A. Mayfield, born January 17th, 1860, died September 5th, 1902, and he has a Mason symbol at the top.
What is that? James M. Wait a minute. Husband of
Unity?
Dean, born February 25th, 1807, died November the 4th, 1891. James, what does that mean? James M. Husband. Okay, so that was her name. Unity.
Yeah, and I bet she's going to be over here next to him. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, there it is right there. See at the top on this one?
Wife of J.M. Dean.
See, there's her name right there.
Unity. Yeah. Open Bible. And wife of J.M. Dean, born April 1800 and died November the, is that 12th?
Yes.
1878.
Yes. And she was born in 1800, April 1800.
That might be 28.
Let's see what it looks like on camera. It looks like a 7 to me. But it could be a 28. What's the dates on his? Because she wouldn't be a lot older. Okay, he was born in 1807, so this may be 28. Since he was born in 1807. No, she was born in 1800. He was born in 1807. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm all confused. Okay, let's see what this one is. Elizabeth A., wife of C.M. Mayfield. Born May 29th, 1840. Died January 3rd, 1914. And here is C.M. Mayfield.
Company A, 1st Mississippi Cavalry.
We have some flags in the car. We can take this old one out
Yeah,
and put a new one in. Joe H. Mayfield, 1852 to 1928. Oh, look at this tall one here.
Jane E., wife of Pearson Mayfield, born October the 7th, 1811, died October 29th, 1886.
That's pretty. And it's pretty tall.
That's one of the few that isn't broken.
Right. For a tall one like that. Here's Josephine Mayfield, 1887 to 1888.
Year old.
1 year old. I bet this is possibly her mother right here next to her.
And as new as that stone looks, I think that was probably
added later.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, y'all, we're going to wrap this up. I think we've done all the older ones. This one is a new stone, but the dates are 1843 to 1933. J.M. Dean, 1837 to 1912, and Naomi A., his wife, 1843 to 1933. And I think it says, yes.
It was probably erected
Baby
by their
Dean, 1875.
What's
so there's a baby
the
buried out here with them somewhere.
I bet the family came back and built.
Okay, y'all.
This.
This gimbal is going nuts. I promise that is not me. I wouldn't do that to you. Not on purpose, I promise. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video.